Hello and welcome to Newsbits on ITI. Thanks for logging on. Today, Monday the 30th of August, we will be bringing you major news that occurred during the weekend. First, the headlines. Fire outbreak at PDP Secretariat. Babangida calls PDP dishonest. And Lagos drivers to pay fine for recklessness. All these and more when we come back. Fire broke out at the Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party in the early hours of Saturday, August 28, 2010, but early intervention by the fire servicemen saved the Secretariat from total destruction. Speaking to journalists after inspection of the damage caused by the fire, President Goodluck Jonathan also praised the Nigerian Police and the National Civil Defense and Security Corps for their supportive role in ensuring that the fire was quickly brought under control with no loss of lives and minimal damage to the building. Mr. Jonathan, who was briefed by Okwesilieze Nwodo, the national chairman of the PDP, said that the fire was caused by a fault in the electrical wiring of the building. He also said that actions will be taken to identify and rectify the fault to prevent a recurrence. Mr. Nwodo commended Mr. Jonathan for taking time off his busy schedule to visit the party headquarters in the immediate aftermath of the fire outbreak, affirming that the fire was caused by an electrical fault in the building. Mr. Nwodo dismissed the notion that sabotage had been involved. Former President Ibrahim Babangida has said that the ruling party, People's Democratic Party, was being dishonest when it approved President Jonathan could run for elections next year on his initial joint ticket with the late Umar Musa Yar'Adua. Babangida, who is currently seeking to be the ruling party's candidate for the 2011 presidential elections, said that late Yar'Adua's ticket belongs to the north, and so Jonathan, who is a southerner, should not be allowed to use it. He said it would be unfair and unpatriotic to talk about Jonathan retaining Yar'Adua's ticket because the president was only a choice as a running mate and not necessarily someone who would be president in 2011. Babangida also accused former President Olusegun Obasanjo of going against his earlier claim for neutrality by participating in the Southwest PDP's endorsement of President Jonathan. He said Obasanjo, who is chairman of the PDP Board of Trustees, had repeatedly said he and other party chieftains would maintain their neutrality to all aspirants, but would exercise their right to vote at the primaries for an aspirant of their choice. The recent reported endorsement of President Goodluck Jonathan therefore goes against the declaration. Babangida last week raised his campaign team headed by Chief Raymond Dokwesi and Senator Mahmood Kanti Bello. He also announced that he would make a formal declaration for the presidential race on September the 14th. As part of efforts to curb accidents, professional drivers caught driving recklessly in Lagos State and found not to have attended the Lagos State Drivers Institute for retaining risk are to pay a 50,000 naira fine. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Institute, Mr. Ayodeji Oyedokun, explained that if an erring professional driver was privately employed, he would be made to pay personally, and if he was employed by a corporate entity, his employer would have to shoulder the fine. Oyedokun implored all drivers to avail themselves of the retraining and recertification opportunities which the Institute had been providing by attending its one-day mandatory course. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command this weekend also arrested 2 members of a gang that abducted Dr. Jalil Tafawa Balewa, son of the late Prime Minister of Nigeria, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, who was kidnapped on Friday night at his wife's business premises. 2 men accosted him and took him away at gunpoint to a hideout in Pape area of the city. He was taken to a hilly area where he managed to escape from his kidnappers. The gang was said to have demanded 100 million naira ransom from his family. Tafawa Balewa's family and friends were already making arrangements to pay the sum to secure his release when he escaped from his kidnappers. Briefing newsmen in Abuja on Sunday, the FCT Police Commissioner John Haruna explained that a suspected member of the gang, Adamu, who was arrested when he came to collect the ransom, led the police to their hideout where another suspect was apprehended. And that's it for today on Newsbits. My name is Oluchi Madu. Thanks for logging on.